Hi, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Special Economic Zones. I'm your host, Ainsley Brown. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about MSMEs, that is micro, small, and medium sized enterprises, and their role in special economic zones. Specifically, do they have a role in special economic zones? And the answer to that is an overwhelming yes. And zone programs around the world. Again, depending on what you call it, you may call it, free zone, special economic zone, enterprise zone, foreign trade zone, free port, whatever you want to call it, the same thing. Uh, MSMEs play a variety of roles. So you can divide it up into two categories. One's, well, technically three, I suppose. You could say MSMEs that um, provide a level of linkage between the domestic territory and the zone. And, majority of businesses worldwide are MSMEs. So they would be just from a natural structure of an economy, they would play a critical role in providing that linkage from the zone to the domestic territory. Now, that's one category. The other category or other type of role they can play is within a zone being an occupant, and they get the benefits, but they have a special designation because they're MSMEs and potentially have room to grow, and the government is encouraging entrepreneurship and the like within the country. And this is one of the means that they found to implement as part of a wider entrepreneurial vision within the country to encourage entrepreneurs within the country. So that's one way of doing it. Another way is somewhat of a hybrid whereby the MSME is physically present within the zone, but they don't get the benefits, the SEZ benefits like an occupant. So while they could be physically present in the zone, they are fiscally, that is the fiscal incentives that are given to the SEZs, they're fiscally in the domestic territory. So they only enjoy what a domestic firm will get. An interesting model that you find with involving MSMEs, although it's not specific to MSMEs, though a lot of them would be involved, is what is done in Costa Rica, whereby they as part of their SEZ regime, they have a rule where if a domestic firm exports 50% or sells 50% of their goods or services to a SEZ, forming those linkages, they then end up getting the benefits of a SEZ, well, the fiscal incentives, even though they're physically located outside of the zone. Now, given that most businesses are MSMEs worldwide and in any given economy, that would then encourage MSMEs. Also, the fact that the zones are a captive market for export where you don't have to worry about doing the transport logistics and all. Literally you're walking the thing down the road because the zones are part of the domestic territory. So even though uh, they're physically present in the country, they count as exports. So in many ways, the zones facilitate exports and function as export platforms. No, though not exclusive for MSMEs, but because MSMEs have the numbers, they naturally become part of that overall framework or tapestry or ecosystem to assist with driving more exports, and more entrepreneurship and overall more trade and GDP and all of the good stuff and jobs. So that's the role of MSMEs within special economic zones. So if you like this episode, please like, share, or subscribe. And if you like to see me do an episode, just leave a comment down below and I'll get right back to you.